Hello and welcome to Pressmen and Woods. It's our motorhome up behind us. And there's another car coming this way, so just going to get patch off the track. We're going to go through an area which is visited previously, and it's a very magical area. I've not been here for a little while. It's definitely exciting. Let's go up this way, Patch. Up here. You jump up. Perfect. Let's flip you around so you can see. Wow. It's hot and sunny outside of the woods, and then inside of the woods I describe it as cool with a lovely breeze. And thank you so much for 13,000 subscribers. Woohoo! It makes me so happy, thank you. You can tell me in the comments about the significance of 13, the power of 13 feels powerful, and I feel a real change in me, in my energy, the way I'm working, and the way you're all connecting with me. So thank you so much, I'm truly grateful. We're going to connect with some trees as I did yesterday. In fact, over 1,000 of you. Is it more than 1,000? Is it maybe as many as 3,000? I'm not sure yet. But many of you have engaged with my YouTube video from yesterday lunchtime. So I'd like to ask some questions. So one of the questions, I do have my phone, and I looked up some of your questions. One of the questions I wanted to check in on is this question of, well, the question is, the theory is that some people believe that Earth is a prison planet, and that it's, and with that is a trap of some kind. And so I didn't ask permission when I entered the forest here or woods, Pressmen and Woods, to connect with the trees. So I'm just asking now, creating a safe space, connecting up into Source above, Mother Gaia below, and asking the trees, the woodlands, okay to connect with you guys. They said yes. they said yes, absolutely. And that it's funny, they said, as far as they were concerned, it's just, well, look at this tree here. Look at that beautiful bend. Isn't that amazing? Wow, hello tree. Yeah, the tree said, as far as they're concerned, I just need to ask once. I must admit, having learnt quite dark lessons in the summer of 2023, where, I got permission to get regular access to others. I decided to not go ahead and do that ever again. So from now on, it's always ask permission every time, because I also feel that the context changes as well. You got a little friend, Patch. Yeah. Hi there. Beautiful day, isn't it?
Hi.
Come on then, Patch.
Lovely.
It's beautiful. So Let's come up here and ask one of the trees a question about, is Earth a prison planet? Just this tree in the middle is standing out. So let's go and have a wee chat. 1 second, Patch. Patch. This tree's answer is that this reality is very much what you make of it. Yeah, what you perceive of it. Oh, that was beautiful, thank you. Thank you, tree. You're tall, you feel quite young for your height. Beautiful tree. The reason I put my head against the tree was because, well, the tree asked me to. Thank you, tree, thank you. Let me go, Patch. And it felt very, well, expansive. And I love it. What a simple answer, right? This reality is what we make of it. And, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinions, their own feelings about what this life, what this world is and isn't. I feel just as the question itself, you know, challenges a potential concept that could be projected upon the entire human race or everything that lives on planet Earth. The answer feels more liberated, and so it's not just a no, it's simply, this reality is whatever you make of it, including this planet. And I do massively empathize. Wow, look at this shift in energy here. So we have darkness ahead, and then look behind me, beautiful light. Let's go into the dark woods, Patch, across the wee troll bridge. And yeah, I definitely empathize. Many people have said to me, I don't want to come back to Earth. I don't want to come back here. It's been too tough. And I get that, right? It is, for, you know, for some people, it is literally a hell on Earth. And yet, this Earth is not going to be the same. If we ever, by the time if we ever choose to come back, it's not going to be this Earth that we choose to come back to. And in that respect, you know, we're both right. I choose to come back to Earth in the future. It won't be the same vibration. Even the third dimension feels that it'd be a higher vibration. It's a real hive of activity here. Look at this. Fallen over trees, a wee bivouac made. So I'm going to try something I've not done before. And that is, I have no idea if this is going to work or not. I'm going to try and look at my phone. I have no idea if you've even got a signal here, and see if I can answer some of your questions. At least one of them, that would be a good start, Patch. So my left hand, I have Patch's lead. The shift in energy here, my God. Let's just stop for a moment, Patch. As you can see, Patch is a highly trained dog. So it's under contact leads, forms and submissions. Oh, I've got amazing signal here. YouTube questions. So I don't know if you can see this. I just literally have a list of dates, but no, I can't read what it is. Right, so let's just do, I'm closing my eyes. You can't see my eyes. Closing my eyes and just doing a random scroll. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. This one here from August 4th. This is from John Gerald. And it says, I've been working with Ann Tucker Angel, channeler to process soul convergence from 3D to 5D. And the angels have told us that the Earth rift will happen within a year from August 25. So when will the solar crash occur? Do both happen at the same time? Wow, that's your question. Thank you so much. Let me just archive this so I don't forget. Did that work? Yes, it did. Okay, so let's answer the question. To summarize, John is asking about so first of all, he's been receiving help and getting look at this beautiful sunshine. Can I scroll you up a bit? Look at that. Just as I say, John is getting help with transition from third to fifth dimension, and that there's a riff, which sounds a bit like a split to me, between the dimensions of Earth, and then also this, was it solar flash? Was that what was, or the solar event? So let's go and ask a tree. I've got my opinions, right? I've always got my opinions. I didn't come here to get my own opinions. I came here to get, oh, Patch, this is so steep. Get the opinions of some trees. Okay, we have a tree up ahead of us. I've already been for a 4-mile run with my night vision camera this morning. How are you doing, Patch, up the hill? He's on 4x4 Patch. So this tree straight ahead's going to answer your question, John. It kind of looks a bit dark on film. Whew. If you can see my feet. At least I'm wearing my running trainers today. Okay, let's switch around. It's good exercise for Patch, let alone me. All right, Patch, just wait here a minute. So, just asking this tree, is it okay if we connect? Ask questions, it says, yes, go ahead. Okay, so just connecting. Wow, you're very strong, powerful energy. Tree would like to understand, and all the woodlands here, and the local elementals, we'd like to understand, wow, the energy in my heart. We'd like to understand, when is the splitting of dimensions of Earth, like third and fifth dimension, and also when is the solar event, solar flash. Wow. May 2027 is the first answer to third and fifth dimension. And so it's asked me to explain that in more detail, which I will. And then the solar events, it's a series. Imagine it as a chain reaction, the tree says. A chain reaction of events that occur over time, a building of energy. And the time frame for these? Similar. They stop around May 2027. Whoa. May 2027. Put that in my diary. Thank you, tree. Let me see if I can show you this tree. You're beautiful. Just incredible. Okay. Wow. Certainly picked a tree. Okay, Patch, let's go. And one of you asked, what does Patch think whenever I'm stopping talking to trees? I don't really know. I wonder what he thinks while I'm talking to a wee stick with a little light on it the whole time. And I think Patch is crazy. So let me expand on what the tree was saying about the May 2027 split of third and fifth dimension is, first of all, because I said I have my opinions to the tree, are they in alignment with what the tree's thinking? And the tree's like, yeah, absolutely. Just explain all that to them. And I must admit, that's really common in this communication with client spirit guides, and in this case trees, because they will say, now go and explain your thoughts on it, because they're aligned. Just keep in mind what I've told you. And you're like, oh, now you're asking. All right, check this out, guys. We have danger tree, like, and then above it, big danger tree. Wow. Let's go through the danger trees. Not sure we're going through here in a storm, that's for sure. There are quite a few trees that have fallen here. I think we should just keep up our pace here. Wow, this beautiful ring in my ears. This is absolutely the entrance to a portal. We have just stepped up into higher vibrations. Wow. Fourth dimensional energies here. Wow. I'm also standing under a tree. Okay, let's keep going, Patch. So the tree was explaining, for me to expand on, it's not really a split. You could describe the split of third and fifth dimension as more of a decision, because when I asked the tree what are the kind of conditions around the split, they said, well, by May, currently, the current prediction at the current pace of awakenings on Earth and the estimated number of humans in particular, because we have a lot of decisions to make. Animals are also part of this, really every living thing on Earth, including Gaia, are part of this. When there's enough of us to populate the fifth dimension, fifth dimensional Earth, then you could consider that a splitting point. Now, I also understand that, you know, us humans, we love simplicity, right? We also love oversimplicity, unfortunately, but so it's not really a split in that they become fully separated, and that the third, fourth, and fifth dimensions of Earth are no longer connected in any way, or that they're kind of completely isolated from each other. It's all a vibrational decision. So if you choose to be in a happy, joyous emotion, which sets your vibration, then likely you're choosing something towards the fourth, or even better, fifth dimension, which is fantastic, right? The splitting can also describe the decision point where Mother Gaia herself says, look, I'm just no longer going to try and hold these two dimensions so close together. And this is one of her superpowers. She reminds me of, I don't know, like a giant, incredible Hulk, with his big green arms, me Hulk, and he's holding together these, and this is a visualization of Mother Gaia. She's holding together, not actually the Hulk, holding together these dimensions so that right now they overlap. So just as I walked through there from third into fourth dimension, you know, the energy in my heart lifted up, the vibrations changed, there was ringing in my ears, the feeling of the wildlife and the sounds around me. There was some quietening, and then there was also some kind of expansive opening. And it wasn't lower fourth dimension, it felt up into fourth, getting close to fifth dimension. And so what happened was, I was walking through a lot of these triangles, archways. Some are naturally occurring, some are human, or even Sasquatch and other, we call them cryptid beings, creates these, and they're portals between dimensions. And so this is what makes traversing between these much easier, is that right now the Earth supports both. You could describe it as 5D Earth is currently backwards compatible. However, by May 2027, there will be reduced support, limited support for the third dimension. Good news is, third dimension is going to keep going. And if you choose to stay in it, you can. And I know firsthand, and I've said this quite a few times, firsthand, that some people will, or have already accepted missions to continually, even after May 2027, to continually traverse between different dimensions, and to help those of us that have maybe stuck around a bit late and changed their mind after May 2027. So, I don't know, you could describe it as a soft split, or a letting go, a releasing of these lower vibrations of Earth, or higher vibrations of Earth, depending on which vibration you're in. And I do feel there's no rush, right? Don't feel that you have to rush ascension. Oh, you know, I spend enough of my life rushing around, creating content, which I just love. And I'm a busy bee, buzz. I don't really need to be. You know, my guides, if anything, keep telling me, slow down, Jon, slow down. It doesn't matter how many videos I create, doesn't matter how many meditations I do, doesn't matter how many sessions I do. All of this for me personally will happen at the right time, in the right vibration. Wow, I can see the sea out here. I can see the sea from here. It's straight ahead. Maybe to you it just looks like blue. Does this zoom really work? Let's try it. It goes in 2 times. Well, everything else about the camera is really good. So that's 23 minutes. We should turn back patch. And the solar flash, the solar events, they were fascinating. Not one, but a series of them. It's not uncommon for predictions to say, you know, there's going to be this big event, and it's more like in, you know, historical, geological times. What is that? That's the Bass Rock. Oh my God. I'm facing the Bass Rock. I really wish you could see this. I wish there was a big powerful zoom. But right between these trees, just here, this little white speck down at the sea, in the sea, is the Bass Rock, a big volcanic plug. And it's funny because I was just talking about 300 geological times, and around 360 million, 400 million years ago, that was a volcano. And there's loads of volcanic plugs here, the cores of volcanoes. It's a highly active area. So yeah, in geological terms, these are like a single flash when something happens in weeks, months, years for us. And we always love, it makes great, you know, Instagram and YouTube thumbnails and things, or messages, when you can say, you know, by May 2027, you've got to like have everything sorted out. You know, fascinating prediction. Yet we heard in the message that there's a lot that influences it. You and I, our decisions about our own awakenings, who awakens, at what time, and what they do, what we do when we awaken, and what choices we make, what vibrational choices we make. These are all, they all impact these dates, these predictions. I did get this really lovely sense. Let's turn around here, Patch. Oh, we're going to ask a question before we go. I did get the sense that it's a sequence of events, this kind of charging of energy. So that's really cool that it happens as we go. Okay. So not just one big flash as the sun's shining there behind me, a series of events. Okay, so let's go and choose the next one. Let me flip you around. Actually, you can probably just see it from here, can you? Okay, scrolling to one end. Okay, here we go. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Okay, we have one here. That was a bird. Okay, this one is from Bernadette Lakey. Hi, John. Another psychic said that a red mega dragon had awoken on the day of the 8/8 earthquake. She senses at least 6 other mega dragons that are still sleeping or hibernating within or under mountains on Earth. Please ask Mother Gaia if it's true, and if so, what significance the first one waking up, with gratitude and your interception and the information imparted in the sessions. Wow, mega dragons. Rawr. Oh, I had to do that. That's so cool, mega dragons. So let's find out. So you'd said that there was the 8/8. So 8/8 earthquake, 8.8 earthquake, and then there was 6 others under mountains. Wow, thank you, Bernadette. So let's just archive your question. Great. So I thought we were going to ask this tree. Let me just see. Is this tree? Are you going to give us permission to talk to you? Will you be able to answer? It says yes. And what's cool is, I don't know if you can see, there's almost these, look at this bark. It reminds me of dragon scales. Whoa. And my legs are kind of trembling a bit, which is so cool. Just with the energy. Okay, so yeah, the tree's already said yes. So let me just connect. Quite a lot of bird poo here. Just trying to get the tree in shot. Okay, here we go. Just asking this question of the mega dragons. So the tree says, oh yes, and so much more. It's a gradual awakening, a gradual remembrance. Wow, the whole woods have just gone quiet. I would like me to speak some dragon-like language, okay? Ariti Rama, Urama Ye Chitiya. Anakara, Umatia, Muya. Wow, thank you. I have all the answers from you. Thank you so much. Let me show you this tree as well, just to celebrate this tree. I have all the answers. Well, at least the ones I asked for. Take a look at that. Beauty. Wow, thank you. Okay. So let's go ahead and share what I heard. So some of you were asking in comments how the trees speak to me. I would describe it, depending on the tree, depending on the woods, depending on my vibration and openness. It is a journey of, it's easy for me to say that they speak to me in English because I think in English most of the time, unless I'm thinking in light language. I don't speak any other languages. Well, I speak more than one light language, but I don't speak any other human languages, to my knowledge. So the first thing that the tree was saying, I was just going to say, the reason why it then takes me ages to walk and talk it through is because the tree shared a lot all at once. So the first thing was, it was a yes about mega dragons. What a beautiful question. How to describe it? You know, we have a tendency as humans to externalize. You know, there's always something outside of us that's going to be more powerful than us, and it's going to either save us or destroy us. And why are we like that as humans? I don't know. What I do know is the tree said, first of all, yes, these mega dragons are physical and real. Look at this, just the sun turns up here. Excuse me, saying hello to Ra. They are real. This awakening of them is, yes, it is a vibrational release. I kept seeing tremors under the earth, shaking the earth, and kind of, waking the dragons a bit like, hey, buddy, wake up. Rawr. What time is it? Is it ascension time? Says the dragon. Yes, it is. It's time to wake up. Now, fascinatingly, this is not all, right? So it's not just about dragons as a kind of external being to us waking up. It's also about the dragon energy within us reawakening. And a lot of our souls, I'm just receiving a beautiful breeze just now, a lot of our souls have hidden deep within us are dragon superpowers. And some of the reasons for that is because, through our histories, our earth histories, dragons have been very powerful, and they've often been met with a lot of resistance and opposition. And in particular, humans that work with dragons, and this, how to describe it, like symbiotic relationship that humans have with dragons. And the dragons have these earth dragons have these really beautiful connection with the earth, and red feels very much, this red mention of a red dragon in the question feels very much this heart connection. And it's not green like the heart chakra of, like a heart chakra. It's more red like the third dimensional heart. And this groundedness of the root chakra. And so this is a remembrance. It's the kind of the baseline frequencies that allow the earth elemental dragons to reawaken. And it's the love energy that's being released that is supporting their awakening. Okay, passing under a tree. Are we going back into the third dimension? Isn't this where oh no, it was further down. Which dimension am I in? There's a great question. Wow, people have been like, they look like jumps here. Can you imagine riding your bike down here? I don't know what the hills don't always look very obvious on camera, but this is a steep hill, and down there is like a cliff to the right. And so importantly, the dragons don't work by themselves. They work through humans and other living things. So really, when we speak of the mega dragons, they are vehicles, vessels, living, conscious, that support the mass remembrance and reawakening of the dragon within each of us. I did a podcast recording yesterday before yesterday's live stream, and it was very much about some questions about dragons, and I explained a bit about how I first became aware of them. They came in my dreams, and these remembrances and reawakenings, and so much more. And there's this question about, are dragons working with the earth? Yes. And in this context for the mega dragons, yes. However, what is really needed at this time is humanity's help. We're children of the earth. We've been misbehaving. We've been busy destroying a lot of the earth. And we're the ones that need to go through the awakenings. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but we don't We don't spend a lot of time worrying about whether our pets are going through awakenings, or, Pat, are you awakened yet? Are you meditating each day? Well, I know he does because he comes and joins me. It's humanity that is going through our own awakenings, and because we're so dominant on the earth, we have such a, in a positive, negative, and everything else in between kind of way, that we will work with dragons, more of us, just as I do, and more of us, and remember and reawaken these aspects of us, our heart fire and dragon superpowers of expression and healing, connection with the earth. And just this beautiful remembrance of ancient wisdom, this reconnecting with the planet, remembering ancient wisdom from our souls. And also, I remember sharing this in yesterday's live stream, a lot of our ancestors, so previous incarnations of us, have placed deep in the ground, I describe it as energy and codes and activations for us to begin to receive. And that's really this huge theme of these mega dragons. I definitely look forward to seeing some in my skies. I've seen a lot of, and they're giant, right? They're just giant, these dragons, filling our skies. I've seen a lot as in cloud form, or should I say dragons that take on the form of clouds, not just clouds that look like dragons. And it's just a wonderful, beautiful, magical experience. Wow, and everything goes quiet here. And it's funny because here, there's not really that many trees to make it go so quiet. There's just 4 or 5 trees there between me and the breeze, but it goes so quiet as you come down here. Wonderful. Just coming up to this tree here, perhaps. I don't really have time to select and ask another one of your questions, but I can ask another question. So let's come down here and ask this tree here. I'm just called to say hello to it. You're a beauty, aren't you? Wow. Let's go and first of all ask, is it okay to connect? The tree says, yes, I'm okay to talk, but sometimes I'm a bit grumpy. Okay, so let's just say hello. And I'd like to ask, tree, how can people connect more with trees and more fluidly have conversations with trees? The tree says respect, love, and practice. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much. That's literally the 3 words we're going to get from that tree. Thank you. Respect. So this is, always asking trees for consent in advance before you do something. Just like, it's not very nice even when a loved one runs at you and hugs you, shouts hug and runs at you and gives you a big hug, especially if they do it repetitively. This love feels that, love trees as living beings, because they are, we, even as humans, we have concepts of alive trees and dead trees, right? So let's honor that. Honor the life within trees. And then thirdly, this practice, I thought they were going to say repetition. Oh, look at that lovely sunshine. But it's very much, spend time with the trees and having a nice strong boundary, a nice safe space that you create, so at very least each day, or ideally just before you enter some woods or forest, or talk to a single tree. And yeah, practicing, keep coming back. I must admit, it gets so much easier the more I do it. It's quite funny because I've been developing my higher self advanced training course about halfway through it. And I kind of paused in the written development as this week, I think it's week 5 out of 8, I've been focusing on nature, connecting with nature. And what have I done for the last few weeks? It feels that I'm just constantly connecting with nature, which is such an honor. So yeah, do practice and let me know in the comments. It's more and more of you have been describing to me your experiences with trees, and you get messages. You know, they're connected all around the world. They're living, breathing, individual consciousness, and they have a lot to teach us about unity. Sometimes I've heard humans describe the collective consciousness of a woods or a forest as a hive mind. However, I feel a hive mind is less accurate. I've even been saying that myself. I describe it more, the more I spend time with trees, as being unity. So just as the kind of first connection you make with a tree, especially if you address the tree directly, ask the tree a question directly, you'll get an answer from that individual tree. And that tree is unique. Some of you have said in the comments that, you know, young trees can be full of energy and old trees can be wise and graceful. And I feel every tree is unique, because every tree is alive and has its own unique consciousness. And just like, you know, we all have the opportunity to do in this life, trees have also learned how to connect together in unity. And so this means they still retain their own individual and unique consciousness and personalities. And they also connect strongly with each other. And how beautiful is that they have this powerful connection with each other. And it's not just the local woods, it's also the trees around the world. Trees around the world, unite. So we're just coming up to the big fallen tree here. I'm about to, when I get home, I'll be editing this video, uploading it, doing my weekly newsletter, and then I'll be running my 5D Ascension class. So it's a free class, it's live. This week I'm teaching how to connect with your spirit guides. So yeah, why not come along, give it a go, it's free, what do you got to lose? You can also watch the replay. They're part of a playlist, you can access them all. And it's a lot of fun. It's just great fun. I really love, if you ever wonder what my thoughts are every time I go live and, you know, doing readings, clearings and healings for people, that, you know, Viviani and I will get like 100 or 100 plus requests from you. We can't get through them all, but what we can do is I can teach you how to do a lot of this work yourself. And so that's my focus with the 5D Ascension classes, regardless of your income, regardless of your money. You know, you just need a phone and access to YouTube, and you can engage with these 5D Ascension classes. And so they're really an alternative and very differently named to my higher self training, which is a paid for course or a series of courses, foundational, intermediate and advanced. So incredibly named or simply named. Yeah, thank you so much for your kind love and support. It fills me with such love receiving your beautiful comments and your donations and your bookings, and excited to continue to serve you. And I love doing this. These autumn leaves are just incredible I'm sure you've heard them crunching the whole time, just incredible to experience. And thanks for your questions as well. I'll make sure and pin the question link in the video as well in the comments for you to take a look at. Okay, we're back at our motorhome. Looks so far away on camera, you can barely see it. It's actually very close. And we had someone looking at our camper van last night who's interested in buying, so excited for that to be sold as well. And for the first time, I even cleaned the very back of our motorhome here. We're looking forward to going away 2 nights this week, so excited, the weekend, so excited for that. All right, take care, sending love.